Africa in 10 minutes. I am Uchenna Okafor. Stay tuned as we bring to you the top business stories reported on Footprint to Africa this week. But first, here are the headlines. Nigerian domestic airlines could collapse over debt recovery. President Kenyatta reaffirms impact of APRM review mechanism. Zimbabwe's agribanks negotiate fresh credit lines from IDC. MCIT accepts Chinese techno offer to build electronics factory in Egypt. Facebook supports She Leads Africa to advance female entrepreneurship. Statistical analytics system to build data management capacity for African businesses. Ethio-Turkish investors establish $13.5 million salt factory. Transmission Company of Nigeria requires $7.5 billion to produce 11,500 megawatts by 2019. Soil Manager app launched to support farmers in Africa. Africa ready to advance new agenda on sustainable development goals. The airline operators of Nigeria has warned against an aggressive style recovery of debt from domestic airlines due to their present financial fragility. This is contained in a statement by the association's chairman, Captain Nogi Medicine, in Lagos on Friday. The operators cautioned service providers, especially the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, to tread cautiously in recovery of huge debts from domestic airlines. President Uhuru Kenyatta has emphasized the effectiveness of African peer review mechanism as the best tool to assess and drive the implementation of African countries' development initiatives. The president said since the first review done to the country in 2006, Kenya has made tremendous progress in terms of good governance, economic and social development. President Kenyatta was speaking at the State House, Nairobi, when he was presented with the roadmap for Kenya's second review by the panel of APRM eminent persons. Now in the agricultural sector, Agribank Zimbabwe has reviewed plans to seek fresh lines of credit from the Industrial Development Corporation of South Africa. Managing Director Mr. Sam Malabar said that there was good rapport between Agribank, a government-owned bank, and Pretoria State-owned IDC, as it has extended credit to the bank before, amounting to $60 million. Mr. Malabar, however, said that Agribank would first have to repay the $17 million outstanding from the last and second tranche of $30 million from Industrial Development Corporation before it can negotiate for fresh lines of credit. In tech news, Egypt's Ministry of Communication and Information Technology has approved Chinese techno companies' offers to build its first factory in Egypt to manufacture smart home appliances, mobile phones and LED devices to meet the demands of local markets and export to the Middle East and Africa. The Minister of Communications and Information Technology, Yasser El-Kadi, who witnessed the announcement, noted that the steps that company has taken will create a new value through introducing a new player in the Egyptian electronics industry market within the framework of the Electronics Industry Development Initiative. In Africa, an initiative to encourage women across the continent to start their own businesses and help drive prosperity for their countries has received the support of Facebook. Facebook is supporting and sponsoring She Leads Africa, an African enterprise and women's business-focused movement to help ensure female entrepreneurs and professionals across the world to unlock their full potential. She Leads Africa's hugely successful bootcamp program was held in London from August 18th to 21st, 2016. Business executives and professionals in Tanzania will in Dar es Salaam on Thursday, 25th August 2016, convene to improve their understanding of data and how to take optimum advantage of information at their disposal to make great business decisions. SAS General Manager for Rest of Africa, Mr. Razel Mushiana, said that the event to be held on Thursday is hosted by Statistical Analysis System, which forms part of SAS Africa Analytics Roadshow covering Tanzania, Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, and Kenya during the months of August and September. Ethiopia and Turkish investors have partnered to build a $13.5 million salt manufacturing industry in Samara, Afar Region State, Ethiopia. Currently, the manufacturing company has capacity to create more than 300 jobs opportunities. This figure will reach 8,000 when its company becomes operational at its full capacity. The company aims to provide iodized salt to local chemical industries, as well as meeting the local demand and bringing significant improvements in the export market. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says it requires about $7.5 billion to finance its ongoing 5-year expansion program designed at expanding electricity transmission capacity to 11,500 megawatts by 2019. The managing director of TCN, Mr. Abubakar Atiku, said this at a news conference in Abuja on Monday. He said part of the strategic plan was to complete 8 of its new projects in 2018 to boost its transmission capability to 8,200 megawatts to ensure steady power supply. Total quality assurance provider Intertech has launched a Soil Manager app that will give farmers across the continent access to a range of farming services. Intertech delivers innovative and bespoke assurance, testing, inspection, and certification solutions to operations and supply chains worldwide through a network of laboratories, offices, and staff in more than 100 countries. The Intertech Soil Manager app is available free of charge from the Google Play Store. And finally, the upcoming Tokyo International Conference on African Development is an opportunity for Africa to demonstrate its readiness in advancing the new global agenda for sustainable development goals. Kenya's Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed said the TICAD process was initiated and has been hosted by Japan since 1993 as a platform to create international awareness on the importance and urgency of African development issues, promote policy dialogue between African leaders and development partners, and mobilize support for African-owned development initiatives. That wraps up this week's top stories. We'll be back with a recap of the headlines. Nigerian domestic airlines could collapse over debt recovery. President Kenyatta reaffirms impacts of APRM review mechanism. Zimbabwe's agri-banks negotiate fresh credit lines from IDC. MCIT accepts Chinese techno offer to build electronics factory in Egypt. Facebook supports She Leads Africa to advance female entrepreneurship. Statistical analytics system to build data management capacity for African businesses. Ethio-Turkish investors establish $13.5 million salt factory. Transmission Company of Nigeria requires $7.5 billion to produce 11,500 megawatts by 2019. Soil Manager app launched to support farmers in Africa. Africa ready to advance new agenda on sustainable development goals. To keep up with the trending business news of the week, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. These news and reports are called from Footprint to Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, visit www.footprinttoafrica.com today. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.